I like to draw. When I was younger, my mom's friend worked in a tattoo shop, and I used to do all the sketches for her. So I'm like, okay, let me reach out to one of my friends that do tattoos and see if he'd be willing to like.
You see, I'm Southside reppin', Bigfoot steppin', Zone 3 section, this God flow perfection. Hating on the church like I ain't blessed, they section. If we ain't talking money, I got a weak connection, that's on the hood. She said get a bag, so I get it, got it good. Don't complain about my problems, I just put it in a wood. Seen a genie the other day, she said make it good. So I wish for good health, then I wish to look, it's chief, not lieutenant. Yeah, I'm back, been a minute, my hard work gets you offended. Shout out my boy academics, you stay independent. You scamming it behind that twinkle in your eye. See the scamming.
Let's continue this conversation. Let me intro the show, but I want to continue to talk about this because I think this is it's definitely part of your story. Okay, so another episode of Minnesota's #1 daily show live on Lake Street. We have a special guest in the building today, Keya Sky, and Kazi. Don't forget about Kazi.
Yeah.
So we were talking about we were talking a little bit about your career and how you like had this major hiccup. Part of the reason I think this is really important to your story is because I'm like a natural empath, so I can pretty easily put myself in other people's shoes.
Yeah.
I don't think that I would have personally. I don't. You have to be in the situation to know for sure, but I don't think I feel like I wouldn't have the strength to just keep going when, like you said, like you had just started a business, put all your money, put your everything into this, and then boom, got this life-altering diagnosis.
Yeah. It was crazy. And when it first happened, when you hear you have cancer, the first thing I was thinking, like, I'm going to lose all my long, pretty hair. Like, I'm going to get sick. Like, when am I going to die? Like, how long do I have?
Yeah.
And then what hurt me the most out of everything was finding out was already bad in itself. But looking at my mom's face when she heard the doctor say that broke my heart. And, like, having to, like, call my family and be like, you know, everybody, I'm sorry. Like, I have cancer. I don't really know if I'm going to be okay. I got to wait to go to the doctor. So,
yeah.
That was a lot.
You don't have kids, right?
No
just
kids.
Just one baby?
Just one.
Yeah, because that's for sure what I think about, too, when I think about things like that is how's this going to affect, like, my kids?
Yeah.
My loved ones. Like, it's, you know what I mean? I feel like that's just, ugh. But you still found a way to keep going.
Oh, yeah, definitely. July 20th is, I had all my, like, they did another biopsy, made sure everything was okay. And the next day, I'm like, oh, I don't have time. I'm okay. I got the green light to travel. I flew to Fashion District. Still had a big old open cut on my throat with, like, bandages over it. I was like, oh, I got to go get my inventory in Fashion District. So here we go. Yeah, it was crazy.
So you just pulled yourself up and got to it.
Yeah, right away.
That's strength to me.
I was like, oh,
that's a different kind of
waste any
strength.
time.
Yeah, that's a really different kind of strength.
It was like I didn't really have a choice. I was like, I just invested all my money, like everything I have. If I take a break right now, who knows? You know, I got bills to pay. Like, I have to, like, keep going. I was okay. Like, you know, it could have been worse. They could have gave me a death sentence. Could have spread somewhere else. But
and you felt, I mean, for the most part, you felt physically okay? Like, you didn't feel this in the rest of your body?
No symptoms at all.
Wow.
And that's the scary part about it. And then it goes to show, like, how many people probably have something like this but have no symptoms and don't know until it's too late, until it spreads to the lung. And by that time, you know, like, you don't really know if you're going to be okay or, like, to the brain or something. So, and they told me, like, the size of it and stuff, I had it for 3 to 5 years.
Wow.
3 to 5 years. So I was like, that explains, like, the brain fog and me being tired all the time. And people are, oh, you're just lazy. You need sleep. Da-da-da-da-da. Stop smoking so much. Like, that's what's getting to you. And then people would say, oh, you look sick. Like, oh, you have bags under your eyes. And it was like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm tired. But now that I go back and think about all the times that people were saying all these things, it's like you never know what someone's really going through.
For real. And I imagine, like, throughout that 3 to 5 years, you were at least doing, like, regular doctor visits, right? Like, just normal shit.
Yeah, definitely.
And even they didn't find anything.
Nothing at all.
That's terrifying.
Nothing
it's like
at all.
if you're not going to get something like that specifically checked, you could be living a completely regular, healthy, visiting the doctor when you're supposed to life and still not know.
Yeah. So it's a lot, to say the least. But, you know,
But you recently got a clean bill of health.
Oh yeah, my 1 year, and then after the 1 year, like after you go 1 year cancer free, it's a really slight chance of it coming back. They always say thyroid cancer is the best cancer to have. That's what even the doctors were telling me that, and I'm like, no cancer is the best cancer to have, but thank God that it is the easiest cancer to take care of, because you can live. You can't just, if you get lung cancer, you can't just take out your lungs.
Right.
But like your thyroid, you can live without. It's been a struggle. I've gained like 20 pounds since then. You know, I've been going through the ringer adjusting to these medications, but
For sure.
I'm here.
You're still here.
Yeah.
And now you're live on Lake Street.
Now I'm here.
So let's talk about what you do. So I know you have multiple. You're a multifaceted entrepreneur.
Yes.
So let's talk about the clothing brand. I like the clothing brand. I like the design.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm actually thinking about switching it up.
Okay.
But at first, when I first started out, I wanted to do like boutique stuff, like club clothes, like cute sets like that, and that's what I was going to Fashion District for. Like, I was finding everything out there for a really good deal. It was all good. That stuff was actually selling really good, and then I'm like, okay, let me get in tune with Chief and see if he can help me like make some custom stuff. So
Smart.
I was like, okay, let's brainstorm some stuff. I was like, you really gotta help me. And he came up with these raw designs, and I'm like, oh my God, yeah, I want that. Like, the first two hoodies I did, well, the first one I did was a white hoodie, and it said KE Kouture in the front in just white and black. And I didn't know how it was gonna go. And I accidentally gave a miscommunication to him because I wasn't explaining it thoroughly. And I was like, okay, I want this, and I want white t-shirts, and I accidentally said white hoodies too instead of black ones. So he made me all my white hoodies and all my white t-shirts. And then when I got it, I was like, oh my God, this isn't the right stuff. I'm freaking out. Like, oh my God, what's going on? Those were my best selling hoodies. That mistake, I sold out. I dropped, those were the first hoodies I dropped, and they sold out the same day.
Wow.
And I was like, and it was 90-degree weather, and my hoodies sold out that day. No website. All I did was post a picture on Facebook. Boom, 50 hoodies gone. I'm like, okay.
People love a hoodie.
I'm up to something now. That's when I converted to loungewear. I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do. I want loungewear, but I want to add like a little kick to it. Let's incorporate like a street loungewear type of deal. Hoodies, sweatpants, shorts, biker shorts, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's when me and Chief connected, and we really started brainstorming. I'm like, okay, let's see. I like the evil eye. I want some type of Minnesota something incorporated in it. So I did this old Scandinavian, it's a Viking logo, put fear in all enemies. And on the back of it, it says, money is the root of all evil, with my logo on the front. Those did so good. And then I did one with an evil eye on the side of the hood with protected on the back. And those ones also were super good. So then I'm like, okay, loungewear is my thing. That's what I'm going to do. And then I started doing the more basic ones like this with just the KE on them. And all my stuff was just flying off the shelves like clockwork. And even till this day, like I started getting into the velour stuff. And then I was having Chief make all my stuff. But then I'm like, let me invest in an embroidery machine. Let me see if I could do this. So I did. Figured it out on my own, and I'm like, okay, now I got something going. I'm making my clothes, I'm marketing my clothes, I'm running my POS system, doing my inventory, shipping out my stuff. I was like, this is like a one-man show now. Yeah. Of course, I still have Chief, and I thank him for everything because he like motivated me to be like the person that I am today, for sure.
Wow.
But yeah.
I know all that.
Yeah.
We'll be happy to hear that, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, no, definitely. Like, since I was younger, and even when I wasn't, like, he would tell me, like, come on, like, you need to be confident in yourself. Like, you can't, like, miss opportunities being shy or just, like, you know, procrastinating, stuff like that. So he really, like, pushed me to be the person that I am, for sure.
That's dope. That's
100%.
really dope. Yeah, he's a big influence on me as well. I mean, we've only been working together for, like, a year, but definitely has pushed me out of my comfort zone a little bit.
Definitely.
So
same.
That's really dope to hear.
Same.
So where do you come up with like the idea for these designs? Like, how do you come up with the thought of the eye on the side of the, like, where do you come up with this?
So how I think of it, I don't like to put too much thought in it.
Okay.
Everything, well, I hate to say that, but like everything that I do, I'm like, let me just incorporate everything I love.
Okay.
And I take a note. I took a little sketch, and I'm like, I'm sorry, Chief, this is gonna be really bad, but I'm just gonna like brainstorm some stuff in my notebook and send it to you, and then can you help me pull my ideas together?
Okay.
So I would literally take a notebook and a piece of paper and just like etch up a freaking hoodie and do it like that and send it to him. Or I'll write down like sayings that I want. One of my most recent ones that I just made is the K stands for karma on the back. I'm a firm believer in karma. That's my thing. And then we had a symbol on the sleeve that said it was 444, but incorporated in the 444, it was 222 and 111. And those are my favorite angel numbers. When I woke up from surgery, it was 444. When I left the hospital, it was 111. And when I got home, it was 222.
Wow.
So I'm like, oh, yes, those are my angel numbers for sure.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So, karma. It's an interesting one.
Karma.
I'm glad you brought up karma. So I don't believe in karma in like the traditional sense of what people think karma means. But we're not here to talk about me. I'm curious on what makes you such a believer in karma. And the reason I ask is because what did you do to deserve cancer? How was that karmatic? Or is not everything karma to you?
I honestly think that that's karma to me.
Okay.
When I was in 2017, I had one of my ovaries had a cyst on it, and it was like wrapped around my fallopian tubes.
Jeez.
And it sounds really bad, but it was like all they had to do was like I had to get surgery, but they just did like a little incision, took it out. I was fine. At that time, I was young and just dramatic, and I just wanted everyone to be, pick me, let me cry wolf. Everyone, oh my God, I'm getting surgery. Oh my God, this is so bad. Making a million posts on Facebook, just making it seem like the worst thing in the world when it wasn't at all. But honestly, I don't know. I just feel like God was showing me like, oh, you want to make it seem like you have such a bad health problem? You want to make it seem like it's so bad? I'll give you something bad if that's what you want, if that's what you're putting into the universe. So
See, I think that's
okay.
probably why I don't necessarily. I believe in energy, which I think is essentially the same thing. Like
For sure.
energy you put out there, it comes back around. But the way that you just put it is kind of why I don't believe in karma, because I just don't want to believe that God exists.
Yeah.
That's spiteful.
Maybe not even like God. I feel like it's just the energy.
Okay.
Like the energy that you put out. If you're putting out negative energy, like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I'm so sick, I'm going to die, everyone feel bad for me.
Yeah.
Okay, if that's what you're putting out there,
Yeah.
then that's what's going to come back
For sure.
around
Yeah.
for you.
I'd agree with that.
You know, like,
I'd agree with that.
so in that sense,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it still didn't take you down.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
So, okay, so this is interesting to hear that like the inspiration for your clothing line, you'll sometimes just mock it up and kind of let, like you said, Chief, play with your idea and turn it into something. So it's really
Yeah.
kind of a collaboration.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's dope.
And most of the time, yeah, I just choose like all the stuff I love. I was like, I am going to make capital on everything that I love. So after the clothing line, I'm like, what else? I love loungewear. What else do I love? Candles. Okay, let me make some vegan candles, some like soy woodwick candles. Because candles are really toxic. You go to Bath and Body Works, people don't look at the material, like the ingredients and stuff, and half the stuff in there causes cancer and it's flowing around your house. They never gave me an answer as to what caused it, but it's like the foods you eat, the stuff that you use, deodorant, like hygiene products, like you really have to look at the labels on that stuff.
For sure.
So now, after that, it brought me to now that I'm trying to be more, use organic stuff, I'm not vegan, but I try to eat as best as I can, you know. But yeah, that brought me to wanting to make soy woodwick candles with like coconut wax and stuff like that to make things not toxic in the house. Now I'm going to start to make body scrubs and lotions and stuff with all organic products and all that. Yeah, and then I'm like, what else can I do? I love tattoos. I have a lot of tattoos.
You got a couple.
I have 15 tattoos all up my back, arm, like all types.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, okay, well, I like to draw. When I was younger, my mom's friend worked in a tattoo shop, and I used to do all the sketches for her. So I'm like, okay, let me reach out to one of my friends that do tattoos and see if he'd be willing to like bring me into the tattoo shop. Just, come around, kick it, help them run errands, do stuff like that. I want to start doing piercings and another source of income.
Okay.
So that.
You're hustling. You're just out here hustling.
Yeah, and also on top of that, I just finished bartending school, so now I'm a certified mixologist. I don't want to bartend, but I do want to get my liquor license so I can cater events. Yeah, I want to have a tent at the state fair or cater to a wedding or, any kind of party like that. So,
For sure. Or even you could do pop-ups with your own
yeah.
with your own products and serve alcohol as well.
Yeah, and legally. And now that they just passed the whole Delta strain of edibles, I was like, oh, maybe I could even make some of those drinks too. So
Sure.
the possibilities are endless.
For sure.
I'm just brainstorming. I'm like, oh, COVID made me want to be an entrepreneur. So now I'm just going to take it to the full extent.
What was your inspiration to start your own line of clothing?
I've always wanted to.
Yeah.
But I just never really had the motivation to do it. COVID, when I lost my job, I was devastated. And I was like, oh, I just got my first real office job. And in administration, I'm using my degree for something. And I just lost that. It just got took from me. And I don't know when, when I'm going to be able to come back. And I was like, I got bills to pay. I can't just not do anything.
Yeah.
So...
That's when a lot of people started taking on that, really picked up their entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when I'm just like, okay, let me just try this out. I thought it changed, obviously, because I was like, okay, it's going to be boutique stuff, club clothes. I'm going to be the next Fashion Nova and open up a store. And then when I dropped those hoodies and they sold out the same day, I'm like, oh, 6 hours. A bunch of hoodies gone. I'm up to something. This is my speed. I love loungewear, so why not?
Yeah. So opening a store, is that something you still want to do, or is it kind of like you don't really need to?
At this point, I think it would be nice to open up a store, but that was never my intention. I always wanted to be an online business, strictly online, so that I have the time to. I was like, if I get a store, I'm gonna have to be there. Until I can find employees. Finding employees, that's not easy at all. I don't know if I want to go through all of that. I was like, I've been doing really good. My business has been a year and a half now. I've been doing just fine online. My stuff, all of it, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but all of it sells out really quick. I have not dropped one thing that has not sold out within usually a day, sometimes a week, no longer than a month. Everything will be gone. So... yeah.
Is all of your consumership Minnesota-based, or do you sell outside of Minnesota as well?
I ship all over the place now. At first, it was just Rochester.
Okay.
A lot of the people from Rochester. And I used to be like, I hate Rochester. I'm moving to the cities. I'm getting away from my hometown. I appreciate now. I can't say that. I literally give so much thanks to my hometown because they literally brought my brand to the next level. I feel like as soon as they seen other people seen my stuff start selling out like this, they're like, oh, this brand's cool. I'm seeing people in this brand. My mom was in the cities and someone seen her wearing I had a purple hoodie with rhinestone strings. Okay. And someone was like, oh my God, are you is that Keya's brand? Da 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 da. And my mom was like, what? My daughter? Yeah, it is. And I'm like, oh, that felt so good. I'm like, geez. And then next thing you know, I got on TikTok and I was wearing one of my purple velour sets on TikTok and I was just at the bar having fun. It wasn't I wasn't even trying or anything. I was like, oh, my sister's grandma had passed away. Not my grandma, but on her dad's side. And she always drank McGolden Light. So me and my sister were like, okay, let's do it. I'm going to send it to my dad because my dad drinks too, and that he would never catch me dead drinking beer, so let's do it. And I was drinking a bottle of beer, and someone bumped into me while I was drinking it, and my sister was recording, and I just looked like, what did you just do? That video got 20,000 likes, 300,000 views. Everyone was asking me where my outfit was from. Wow. And that took my website. Everything was gone.
Power of TikTok.
When I posted I was like, oh, it's in the link in bio. Everything was gone. I had 3 different, I had black, sky blue, lavender, and I had a turquoise and a pink jumpsuit. And all of it sold out within that day.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I was never serious on TikTok before, but I guess that's
Bet
where
you
we're
are now.
at
I bet you are now, huh?
Yeah. So
That's wild.
Yeah.
Damn, that makes me want to conjure up some shit.
Yeah,
Make
yeah.
something go viral on TikTok. That's crazy.
For sure.
So do you pay attention to so your brand started in Rochester.
Yep.
So you're not in the right in the Twin Cities.
Well-
Are you now?
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess I can't say it started in Rochester. That's where all my sales came from. And I used to take all my inventory to Rochester. I was living in Eden Prairie.
Okay.
I had a really big condo in Eden Prairie. My office was in my bedroom. I had like a photography studio set up in there. I was doing body contouring for a little bit. Didn't really like it, so I stopped doing that. But I had space for all of it. And then I was like, okay, well, I don't really like Eden Prairie anymore. It's kind of lame. Let me move downtown. So now I live downtown St. Paul.
Okay. So so now you're in the Twin Cities.
Oh, yeah.
What are the other? There's some other brands out there that you kind of look at, like
Oh, yeah,
that
for
you like?
sure.
Minnesota-based brands.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Rochester speaking, I used to do a lot of modeling for Keita. Her brand is Everyday.
Okay.
And with Buddha, his brand is Levels.
Yep.
And they I would say when I need help or I need advice on something, like a lot of other brands will bat an eye, like, you're a competition. I don't know. But when I'm feeling discouraged or something, I'll reach out to Keita and she'll be like, keep going. This is what you got to do. Stuff gets hard. They really pushed me, and so did Buddha.
Yeah.
I actually give him a lot of thanks because even him, when I was modeling for his brand, he would always tell me you need to do more. You have so much potential. You just got to break out of that shell. You just got to go for it. I believe in you. You can really do it. And then I'm like, okay. I thought if these brands are reaching out to me to advertise their stuff and I'm getting them sales, I could do this for myself.
Yeah.
I would be able to, maybe I should try to do something on my own and see if it works.
And you did.
And I did, and it worked. And it worked.
Have you started selling the candles yet?
I have not.
Okay.
I have them all made up and stuff. I am still working on if I want to go through Shopify or Etsy. It's a lot of the technical stuff that I'm still figuring out what's gonna work best, who takes them less.
I'd recommend starting your own. You have a website.
Yeah, I have a website, and I don't really know if I want to add my candles on there. The only reason why I was thinking Etsy is because that I would have all my audience. But if you're selling on Etsy, you're going to have all the Etsy audience too. So that's why I was like, maybe I'll go that route.
That's smart.
Yeah, because once you get up on the seller rankings, your stuff gets to the top of the list.
And then you can also, I think you could probably find a way to put your Etsy on your website even.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to ask Chief about.
I'm certain you can. That's like a double down right there.
Yeah.
Smart, really smart.
Click the link, it'll take you to Etsy and then buy it straight through there. So
yeah.
I don't know how to do that. I set up my website and everything by myself, but very basic.
Yeah.
But now that I'm going to the next level, Chief, you're gonna be hearing from me.
Yeah. So KE Kouture, that's what it's called, right? KE
Yep.
Kouture, and it's KE.
KE.
Just for anybody that's
with the apostrophe. A lot of people say Key because my name's Keya,
right.
so they're like,
I noticed the little accent though. That's
yeah,
why I
so I'm like, nope, it's K.
KE Kouture.
Yeah.
And you got the candles that are
Yep.
coming. What other things are you working on? Are you kind of sticking with those?
So with the candle shop, I have a couple names. I'm not quite sure which one I want to use yet.
Okay. Not K candles.
That's one. That's
K
on the
with
list.
the K with the K candles with the K.
That's on the list. K candles.
Yeah.
That's definitely on the list. But I was like, I don't really know because I wanna incorporate a lot of other things like washes, candles, and body washes, lotions, that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
Organic. I was gonna do organic with a K, but then I'm like, oh, somebody already has that.
Shout out to Mr. Organic.
Yeah, somebody already has that, so let me not. But
it might work for a little while, but I think you probably might end up in court over that one.
oh yeah,
I'm just guessing. His brand's pretty
I was
solidified.
like, yeah, I won't do that. I won't do that because
Yeah.
I didn't know at first, and then I'm like, oh, I typed it in on I think it was IG or Facebook, and I'm like, oh my God, actually here? Okay, no, I won't do that to him.
Yeah, and he's got a pretty solidified brand.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But you could try it. Honestly, maybe hey, if he's watching, maybe a collab.
If you're watching, sorry, I didn't mean to steal it.
You could maybe get a little Mr. Organic collab. Maybe I don't know. He's got a pretty big fan base.
Right.
I'm just saying. Okay, so man, you're inspiring to me.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is gonna make me go harder. This conversation is gonna make me go harder. So
I love that.
And I like sitting across from people that inspire me.
For sure.
Not everybody does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I like the clothing. I'm gonna have to buy some.
Thank you.
You got men's stuff too, right?
I'm going to my next drop. I really want to put a lot of time into it. It's gonna be a lot of graphic. It's gonna be loungewear, everything hoodies, sweatpants, comfy stuff still. But this time around, I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna incorporate a lot of graphic designs, a lot of detail.
Yeah.
It's gonna be dope.
For sure.
It's gonna be dope. I'm thinking the beginning. I don't want to say what I'm gonna do, but the beginning of September.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a drop, and it's gonna be very different and very raw. It's gonna be dope.
So beginning of September.
Beginning of September.
So 6 weeks.
Yep.
8 weeks.
September 9th, actually.
It's my son's birthday.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. I do all of my 7, 7, 8, 8, 11, 11, 10, 10. I'm big on angel numbers, so that's when I drop all my stuff on those days.
My son's birthday is 9909.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's lit. I like that.
I got another one that's 6708.
Oh geez, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, yep. Okay, well, the last part of the episode, I would like you to give the young entrepreneurs a little bit of game. So anything that you can tell a young entrepreneur that maybe was in the same position as you were from the start, anything you can give them, just look into the camera and give them a little game.
Let's see. Honestly, you don't need a lot. You don't need much. There's a lot. Beginning, I would say Alibaba. Personally, they can do a lot for you. If you don't have somebody to make your stuff, you can get that wholesale. You can get it made. You can get samples of it. Say you only have $50, but you want to start a business. Make a business page. That's free. Market it. It's free. Get a sample from Alibaba. Put it available for pre-sale. There you go. Your brand can take off from there. But not even just clothing brands. You just got to start somewhere. Start with one thing. Perfect whatever it is that you made. Market it. Pre-sale is number one. Pre-sale got me a long way, for sure. If you don't have money to buy everything in that point, make a pre-sale, set it out for a couple weeks in advance, and there you go. Well
said. And that's important game because a lot of people want to start something and have no idea where to start.
Yeah, so and even if you're not getting likes on social media, reach out to people. Reach out to, other people in your city with bigger followings. Sometimes they bat an eye. You'll get those people. But majority of the time, someone like me, I'm always willing. So.
Careful. You just put yourself out there now.
Call me.
Well, I really appreciate your time, but I want them to know where to find you and follow you and all that. So give them all your socials and your website and all that. Definitely.
You can find me on Facebook at Keya Sky, Keya, not Kia like the car, but Sky. My personal Instagram is MNKeya. My business page is KE Kouture XO, but you'll be able to find that directly from my regular Instagram page. And on my Facebook, actually, you'll be able to find my TikTok, business page, personal IG, all of that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Definitely.
Keep killing
Thank
shit.
You.
Keep killing shit out here.
Oh, I will.
And let me know when you do that men's drop. I'll buy something.
For sure.
For sure. All right. Another episode of Minnesota's #1 daily show. I'm Jake Faircloth. Follow me everywhere at Jake Faircloth1.
Damn, what in high school, I let it blam, what I wasn't playing, what I'm coming straight out the south. Hey, genius, best watch your mouth. When I put up on PNB, right, that ain't he come out. You moving ounces, I just moved 100 things in a drought. You want the south side, outside the fence of your house. You talking all that, then when I come talk it out. If you ain't talking money, you talking about. I gives a what you do, I'm about mine. I just looked at the watch, said it's about time. She in love with my status, said if you don't mind, what are you the chief of? I said the south side.